Oh, this is interesting. I had been listening to the conversation, I guess, but not really cluing into what was actually happening, and didn't realize we had grabbed a different series. Not a problem, though, because I didn't name anything after them. But this is really awesome for me. Sorry, the reason I'm getting excited is not because of this guy, but because of this guy. He can pull off some pretty good shit, and truth be told, there's not a lot of Protoss players I would say I see in the semifinals and finals, but I guess sniping this intro in the bottom left, this guy's one of them. It's Team Planetkeys, GunGFuBanDa.
In the top right, as the Orange Terran, he's Rocsky. Like, Rocsky? I think I'm gonna go with that. Otherwise, it's Roxy, and I figure that's, Foxy? Crap, was that the fox and Chicken Little?
Oh gosh. Now I'm actually, yeah, I was gonna say, oh, that sounds kind of right, but also...
I'm feeling I'm so close.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. You've ruined my day. Alright, well, Rocsky we don't know a whole hell of a lot about, but we do know about GunGFuBanDa. Now, there's a couple of things to discuss when it comes to the matchup, but because this is only a best of one, a lot of it's not going to be too relevant. Because Terran and Protoss do have this really cool dynamic of, best of series. However, GunGFuBanDa is also worth noting, has a bit of a history of being a bit of a cheesy guy. Whether it's lots of oracles, a warp prism, you name it. So I am worried for Rocsky here, because he's going to perhaps be on the other end of the stick.
Yeah. It's Foxy Loxy, by the way.
Loxy, thank you. Oh my god.
Close.
That's like on the tip of my tongue type thing.
Yeah, it's just a best of one. This is the first round, so the next series that these guys play over wins will also be a best of one. And it'll probably follow that, because it's going to be GunGFuBanDa versus Botvinnik. And Botvinnik is very interesting. He's been, he's had his name appear on a lot of European brackets, and he was actually just kind of like whoever, and then we realized he was a good Terran, and that's really exciting. And then we get to cast him in the 10 qualifiers, and he actually almost won against Harsum.
Twice.
It's really epic TvP.
Yeah, there's 2 different series we cast him in where we're like, oh shit, how did he not win that? What a crazy upset.
Yep.
But that'll be interesting. He's recently picked up by My Insanity, I believe, as well, by the way. Used to be on PSC2 or something, so we'll see what that looks like as we get there. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong person, but... at any rate, this is, as we mentioned before, the Corsair Cup. And this is actually not just the first Corsair Cup of March, but worth noting, this is our first full-time sponsorship Corsair Cup, however you want to phrase that. The last 3 months had just been a bit of a trial period. If you guys missed it, one of the representatives actually posted on Reddit regarding, we didn't expect them to use the money to make awesome tournaments. We expected them to take the money and just kind of run with it type thing. So... they were really happy with how we did things. They're giving us more money to do more Corsair Cups, and this is now on a long-term contract, no longer a trial period. So we are at this point officially sponsored by Corsair.
Woo!
Feels good, man.
So we just have normal build openers from both parties here, as it is Dusk Towers. This game's going to go on for a while longer. I guess the one notable thing is, now we have a Robotics Bay for GunGFuBanDa, and Rocsky is going for a 1-1-1 as opposed to a Barracks build.
So I'm really curious, actually, if this will end up being for the Disruptor drops, which we have seen fairly popular as far as openers versus Terran, or if this is more inclined just to be for that quicker speed, and then you go warp in heavy. Without the gateways down, I am inclined to think this is just for that Disruptor drop, and that's fine. Scouting this with the Reaper as well, good, not that big of a deal, because a Robo's normal. This is what's abnormal, and seeing the Robotics Bay is the key scout here for Rocsky, or Rocsky, or whatever we're going to call him. So this is a little bit... he's got a Cyclone, he's got Marines, he's playing a very good defensive opener.
Yeah, but it is defensive right now against the wrong thing. The engineering bay supply depot wall and the mains, the natural is not really necessary against this specifically. But the good news is, if a Cyclone locks onto a Warp Prism, doesn't matter what's in it, it's probably going to get the kill, and that's what it'll be looking for. Well, actually, with speed, it probably won't get the kill. Actually, those things are really fast when speed finishes. This is going to be some pressure, so we can get to a third base very easily. This Liberator will also help out dealing with the Warp Prism. And,
So I bring this up because it's happening to me right now. I'm getting a little bit irritated. I almost wish I never saw this, but did you see they posted in, I think it was the late games thread, about this bug with the scroll wheel, the middle mouse scroll that I do?
I did, yes. I saw your response too.
Man, I, for so long, have been down in the dumps thinking, I'm just getting worse and worse at observing. I keep clicking on the minimap by accident, or I'm just a huge idiot with what I'm doing. But for those who don't know, if you scroll near the edge of the screen, as we can see, there we go, it slides it over for no reason that makes any sense. I got so mad because this is how you want to use the camera. This is the smoothest way to control it and make the mouse disappear.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think about it. Maybe I didn't care. Maybe that was that. But oh, don't deal with that with the dubs. No. Also, there's updrive going in, but that was a good complaint thread for all my complaints about making lobbies and BattleNet bugging out and all tab bugs. But
you missed the boat.
Yeah, no one else responded with that. I saw someone mention the lurker bug, which is decent, and then there's the mouse scroll bug. I think there's also the army hotkey, the building hotkey bug still exists, but
if only we had a direct line of communication, confidential, of
you
course,
know, that would be really useful if we were in on that. If it did exist,
no,
that
it does
would be
exist.
Even more useful.
I don't think we're under any sort of NDA to not talk about it. Like, it does exist. It just sucks that we're not on it for some silly reason.
I thought we were going to continue being facetious.
Oh, no. I'm just straight up bitching. But, Mr. Boris Makarov donates $5. We'll get to that message in a moment, sir. And thank you, Six Factorio, for the 6-month resub. But looks like this disruptor drop's not going to get a lot done. Bit unfortunate, too, because the whole intent of this drop is not to do a lot of damage on the probe or SCV or any sort of mineral line. It is to keep your Terran opponent on their toes and stuck at home, not pushing out. But as we saw, lots of turrets came down, bunkers were made. Yes, there was some extra costs sunk into the defense, but it's the fact that this actually doesn't stop Rocsky from moving out at any given time that this drop has been a bit of a failure in my eyes.
The Liberator, I thought, was chasing the War Prism. GunGfu thought so too, but nope. It's actually just rallied. I'm going to continue doing some damage.
Maybe it thinks it is still chasing the War Prism. You don't know. It's just the worst pilot of all time.
It literally has in range and then didn't shoot it. Well, regardless. The thing is that, yeah, sure, the Disruptor Drop not doing much damage sucks, but this is not a Terran style that really needs to do damage to stop it from attacking. It's tank-based, it's very defensive. If they do push out, it'll be pretty slow, and it'll be very positional as opposed to very in-your-face, which is hard to do on Dusk Towers. There's not as many abusive spots like Lairlac or Arena or something like that. So the Disruptor Drop feels a little bit useless as an opener. Okay, don't lose that Colossus, but it's still a useful... the War Prism itself is a useful tool to have. The Disruptor, believe it or not, is actually a lot less useful.
I'm not sure why his units are bleeding into the middle line. Like, he had that with 2 Stalkers. They just gave away 2 Sentries. Like, for free. I was going to say, up to this point, GunGFuBanDa had really good control with taking little to no damage from that Liberator, but on the other side of the map, he loses Warp Prism, he loses the Disruptor. Kind of just in this last 30 seconds, a couple of bad things start happening for him. I mean, he's got the Colossus, he's got a probe count that rocks this world. I'm not feeling bad for him, but those are 2 very unfortunate moments. Now, real quick, we did get that donation from Mr. Boris Makarov, and he says, "Did you make any sprinklers yet, Rifkin, or are you still trundling around about them with them, you vampire?" Congratulations, Mr. Boris Makarov. You used almost every single banned word on the channel except ad block in that message. You're a dick.
Yeah, way to fail, actually.
Oh yeah, you missed it. Sprinkler's now banned on the channel.
Why?
Because things happen, Zombie Grub. And Twitch chat is... They lost the right to that word.
Ah, I see. Oh. I don't think I have many banned words on my chat.
Actually, I learned about I think my favorite banned words of all time was, I went to Herona's chat. And I've been friends with Herona for a while, and I never really picked up on this, but for the last 2 years, she's had Metallica and hipster banned on her channel.
I guess I'm a hipster.
Those are 2 phrases I don't think I would ever see going together, like, oh, you listen to Metallica? You must be such a hipster.
I don't know.
Alright, Zealot sees the army going out. GunGFuBanDa will hopefully be well defended for this. Again, the Colossus count gives them a good chance against the Bio. But then tanks do outrange a Colossus. It's worth noting that these things still go kind of unmatched when it comes to range, and they're pretty good at blowing the shit out of a Colossus. However, this is a very small army.
Yes, it is. It has all of its upgrades, including 1-1, so they're even on mats, and tanks can provide a lot of power. Now that we're on a 4th base, they actually do have a bit of an abusive ledge to use to cover the bio as they poke at the 4th, but not going to utilize that. I think the Colossus count is a bit surprising, so maybe rethinking the attack path, as you don't really expect 4 Colossus this early, especially if you weren't, I guess if you weren't showing that many Liberators, but he did show 2. as harassment. And he was playing really defensive, so GunGFuBanDa probably just thought that that's how this game is going to go. Late game, Liberator's going to come out, so might as well get the Colossus now. If he had been wrong in that, if he actually, his scouting was wrong, and Rocsky was going for, you know, bio and drops and whatnot, Colossus would probably be the worst thing to have, because they do take up a decent amount of money and gas, and really subtract from your overall army.
Rocsky already on 2 starports worth of reactors, 4 Vikings at a time, adding on a 3rd starport right now. He is really worried about this. Now, this isn't such a bad investment, because you take care of all of this and you start going mass Liberators, have a good old time. But this is, unfortunately, despite the necessity, not ready to go right now. Charge lots get on top of the tanks, so immediately removing them from the situation. There's not a whole hell of a lot of anti-air. The Stalkers are getting picked off. It's going to be kind of funny to see if the Liberators still stand afterwards or not, but this whole army just kind of walks over Rocsky, and this is, it's not looking too great for our Terran here on the defense. He does have good anti-air. There's nothing to shoot him back, but the Colossus are not the primary concern. It is a lot of charge lots.
Yeah, the charge lots and the ground army is where it's really at right now. The Vikings are taking on the Colossus, but that's it. GG.
GG, and good luck is called. GunGFuBanDa will take the first game today.
Whoop.
Whoop. Now, of course, the question is, who does he go on to fight against next? You mentioned it earlier, but I've forgotten. Botvinnik. Okay. GunGfu versus Botvinnik will be a pretty good series, in my opinion. I'm pretty excited to go see how that one plays out. Looks like Sulky is actually playing today, so that wasn't just like a small sign-up. He defeated his opponent and now waits in round 3 for the top half of the bracket. So we may get to see Sulky a little bit later on, but truth be told, he doesn't seem to have like a lot of competition until maybe the quarter or the semifinals. Healer's playing today, so Healer gets a bit of a shout-out. He's sort of become like the BaseTradeTV hero ever since he did that one stupid build, and I just fell super in love with him.
Yes, I remember that.
Guru and Lily Canine contenders on the bottom half of the bracket. So yeah, there's some pretty good players here today, guys. But we are going to go to a small commercial break. I guess what we get... Nope, never mind. I'm happy to not play ads in favor of getting into games.
Well,
Zombie Grub is wonderful and hosts the lobby.
Botvinnik is...
Okay, then we are going to play ads. And if Botvinnik comes back soon, we'll cut the ads short. How's that sound? We'll be back in 2 minutes, guys.